Hey guys, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. So we're talking today about how to beat somebody that consistently lobs you when you guys are coming into the net. And this is the third part of kind of a three-part sequence. We've discussed anticipation earlier in the week. We've discussed moving for hitting a good overhead. And now today we're pretty much on the main topic of just crushing the overhead. Let me go ahead and hit a couple off the overhead that I'm used to seeing when you guys aren't really confident about hitting overheads, okay? So Mark lobs me. Okay, I see that so often. It's just that play where we let the arm drop, we let the ball drop. It's this safe little environment. And you guys make those, which is probably the most unfortunate part about it, because my opponent feels no pressure against that shot. What is going to keep them from continuing to lob me when I come into the net if my only response is this weak little pushback? Am I right, Mark? Okay, so Mark feels like he would continue to lob me. So something I want you guys to start to adopt is this idea that you got to be okay with missing some overheads and get into the mentality where you're sending a message to your opponent that it is a mistake to lob you. Meaning, we want to hit for power. We want to hit the ball down into the court. We want a big explosive bounce out of the court. Obviously, I'm probably taking a little more risk there if I'm not used to that swing. But at the same time, even if I miss it, it's on my opponent's mind that, wow, this guy really tries to go after his overhead. I should think twice about lobbing this guy, especially if you guys make a couple. And that's a great idea for your warm-ups in your matches. Concentrate really, really well in your warm-up on your overhead and hit them pretty big so that your opponent, even before the match starts, respects your overhead, okay? So, my mindset with these is, so long as I've understood that I'm getting a lob and I'm early about my reaction time, if I set well, I then go into this mode where I'm just trying to hit the ball really, really big. Okay, so let's take a look at some of those. Okay, now, I've been playing a long time. I've got a pretty good overhead. So for me, the idea of crushing my overheads still results in me making most of my overheads, but that wasn't always the case. I had to get into a pattern where the lob to me was not something that made me nervous, but something that I liked to see. And once I got into that mindset, that swing just starts to really click. And I think you guys will find that coming into the net, playing these people that lob you a lot when you get into the net, will start to be something you crave if you guys are really trying to crush the overhead. Where if you're going up there just to survive, number one, you won't like going up there. You know what's going to come. You know the opponent has no problem continuing to lob you because they don't, see any real threat coming off your overhead. It's just kind of this endless, vicious cycle. So be okay with missing. Obviously, if you are missing a lot when you have this mentality of crushing your overhead, give yourself a little more margin. Maybe aim a little closer to the middle of the court instead of going for the sidelines. And that way, if you're a little offline, you're still within the singles court, okay? But I think you guys will have a lot of fun with that practice, where you're given the green light to go ahead and really attack the overhead, okay? So that's all I got for you today. Please click like below this video, and if you happen to be watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks, and we'll see you guys soon.